If buying a house scares you, that's good. That fear is real, and ignoring it is how people end up broke or what we call house poor. No one really likes to admit it, but signing a 30-year mortgage will mess with your head. And it's also the largest investment that you will probably ever make. I don't care how much money you have, fear shows up for everyone. Guys, I'm Ivan Simmental. I'm the broker owner of the Mortgage Standard, and I've been doing loans for 12 years, and I've seen this story play out hundreds of times. And today, I'm going to show you why home buying and the fear of home buying is normal, and when to trust it, and when it's just your past trying to rob you of building wealth. Stick around, because at the end, I'll show you one tool that I personally use to cut through fear every time I buy a home. And I purchased quite a few. So most people think that they are scared because of the mortgage payment. Yes, technically, but that's more surface level. The truth is, fear in home buying runs deeper. If you grew up around financial instability, it changes you. Maybe you saw your parents lose a home. Maybe the lights or water got shut off. Maybe you went through a bankruptcy yourself. Those memories don't just disappear. They sit in your body, and the second that you sign on a loan that looks like forever, that fear comes rushing back. Now, some people don't feel it at all, and it's usually people who never really had to think about money growing up. But for most of us, especially if you've ever lived through financial stress, fear is baked into this entire process. And here's where fear actually protects you. Lenders will approve you for way more than you should ever borrow. I know this because I used to do this, and I've seen other colleagues do this or other loan officers do this. The system is built to stretch you. And that's why I always tell my clients, just because you qualify doesn't mean that you can actually afford it. This is where fear is healthy. If your gut is screaming at you when you look at that payment, it might not be just emotions. It might be the math. House poor is real, and I've seen too many families go from excited homeowners to stressed out couples fighting over bills. The fear, well, that was trying to warn you, right? Or trying to warn them. So what's the move? What's next? What should you do? Well, you're not gonna like this, but you should run your budget. Don't just plug in the payment your lender gives you. Add everything. So you have to have your taxes, insurance, HOA, if there is one, then add 10% more, because guess what? Insurance climbs, so does taxes, things go up. Now, does it work? Well, if it doesn't, then your fear is right. Drop your price point, lower your payment, shop lower, protect yourself. But if the numbers work, your income, your savings, your debt, then that fear isn't about the payment. It's essentially something that happened in the past. And so you don't want to let your past dictate your future. And so I want to be real with you. I have purchased multiple homes before in the past, and every single time I felt the same panic. My first house, I was actually very, very terrified. It felt like a massive jump, and I questioned if I could handle it. And I was a loan officer myself during this time. Within 5 months, that payment felt normal. Second house, same thing. I thought, how am I going to afford this? And again, 5 months later, it was just another bill. The only time I didn't feel fear was buying investment properties. And why is that? Well, because tenants covered the rent. I wasn't carrying the full weight of that mortgage payment. That's the difference. Fear hits the hardest when the responsibility is all on you. Let me give you two quick client examples. One couple came in scared out of their minds. They had money, great credit. They grew up in households where money was always a fight. We ran the budget, we even padded it a little bit, and they were totally fine. Their fear wasn't math. It was the memory, or it was their memory of their past or of their family, right? So once they saw the real numbers in black and white, they were able to move forward. So we also had another client, single guy, decent job, but he wanted the biggest house that he can qualify for. He kept brushing off his fears as just nerves. When he did the budget, the math didn't make sense. It didn't work for him. His fear was protecting him. We restructured into a smaller purchase price, which I suggested, and he still thanks me to this day. And here's how you'll know if your fear is real or fake. Ask yourself two questions. Number one, does my budget actually work with this payment, with room for higher taxes, higher insurance, and life emergencies? Number two, if the answer is yes, then why am I still scared? If it's because the math doesn't work, well then good, adjust. Lower it. Protect yourself. If it's because of past trauma, acknowledge it, but don't let it rob you from the chance of building equity and creating stability for your family. Now, here's a trick that I personally use. When my fear is going wild, I go back to my budget. Every single time the budget or my budget is the anchor. If the numbers work, I remind myself that I'm okay. If the numbers don't work, well, fear just saved me from making a bad decision. Remember, fear, spiral, budget. That's the rhythm. It grounds you and it keeps you moving. So let me wrap this up because I feel like I've been talking about this for quite some time. Fear in home buying is normal. It's not a weakness. It's not something to ignore. Sometimes it's math warning you that you're about to go house poor. Sometimes it's just your past trying to keep you safe when you don't need protection anymore, or when you don't need that protection anymore. Either way, the answer is simple. Run your budget. Get real about your numbers and don't let bad lenders or old trauma make the decision for you. If you want me to run your numbers and show you the truth about your payment, your budget, and whether your lender is giving you a good deal or whether it makes sense for you, reach out. I'll be honest. You might not like it, but I will always be honest. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next one.